Hello, Rise in Phoenix Toastmasters Club members. Welcome to this onboarding session on how to navigate the Rise in Phoenix Club website. After reviewing this video, you will learn how to sign up for meeting roles, edit the agenda if needed, update your personal information, where to find information on each role, etc. The first thing to remember, and I strongly recommend you bookmark, is the club website URL, and that is www.risenphoenix.toastmastersclubs.org. That URL again is www.risenphoenix.toastmastersclubs.org. Let me take you there. risenphoenixtoastmastersclubs.org brings you to the homepage. On the left-hand side of the homepage are the various navigation links, some of which you can access without logging in, and others require you to log in. There are two tabs that you will be focusing on, the main menu and the members only. I will review each of these tabs. You will only be able to access the links on the member only tab once you are logged in. So let me take you on how to log in. Scroll down to the bottom of the screen, members log in. Click on members log in. You will get a dialog box where you would need to type in your name or your email. Start typing your name, and your name would populate. Select your name. If this is the first time you are logging in, skip password and go to Authenticate Login. Once you click on Authenticate Login, you will receive an email with instructions on how to set your password. Once you finish setting your password, you will come back and click on Members Login, type your name in again, select your name, and then enter the password you just created. And select Login. Now you are logged into the system. Once you log in, you will see your name appear at the bottom in this member access box. So that's how you know you're logged in. So let's take a look at the main menu, homepage. The homepage is exactly what you're seeing right now. Gives you a brief description of what our club, information on our club. The next thing you would look at is the meeting information and directions. This page will be populated, or it used to be populated when we meet in person, with the directions of where we are meeting. Right now we meet virtually, so it gives some basic information about what you need to do to contact our club. Contact us is more for guests when they're trying to find information about our club. Meet our members gives you a brief bio and information about each of our members. I would strongly encourage each of you to update your profile so that this information is available out here and members can get to know you. I will talk about this a bit later on how to update your personal information. The next link is a club calendar. Typically, you will see an entry on Saturday for our club meetings. If you see this blank at any time, it's for either two reasons. Either we're not having a meeting that Saturday, or the Vice President of Education has forgot to create or have not yet created agendas for those meetings. Please check with the Vice President of Education to make sure that we are having a meeting that day. The Vice President of Education and members as well have an option that they can type in some information here, but we have limited for only the officers to update the calendar. There's additional information you may notice, like there we have our year-end celebration. We also have no club meeting. So you will notice that when we are not having something, and this is updated by one of the officers. And next thing, it talks about Toastmasters videos. You can take a look at the videos out there. About Rise in Phoenix just gives you some information about our club officers, and the history of our club, a brief history of our club. Club news gives you information about all the newsletters we have out there. So take a look at each of the links you have for the various newsletters and click on them and read them. So here's where you would see any additional news that we are publicizing in our club. Club performance reports takes you directly to the Toastmasters International website, where you will see the goals that our club have and the achievement towards the goals. The goals are set by Toastmasters International, and our success against the goals are reflected here. District 44 Toastmasters, when you click on that, it takes you to the District 44 Toastmasters page. Rise in Phoenix Club is a member, or is part of District 44, and we are just one of the many clubs in the fold of District 44. Pay club dues. It's an option, tells you how you can pay your club dues when it's time for renewals. We have options as Cash App, PayPal, and we're working on some other options for you. Photo album, it's just, again, photos from each of our history within the club. Now let's look at the member only tab, because this is where you will be frequently visiting. The member only tab here. First, it's the meeting agenda. I will talk about that a bit later, because that takes you into everything that we want to know about navigating our club. Quick role sign up. As it says, it's just a quick place for you to go sign up for a role, but you can also do that in the agenda. Mentor protege requests, use this link if you want to be a mentor for someone, or if you want to have somebody mentor you. This information goes to the Vice President of Education, and they will assign a mentor to you, or they will find a protege for you to mentor. Club email addresses. Take a look at this, because we have some group distribution member owned for all the members, members-1316000, which is our club number at toastmastersclubs.org. That sends an email to all the members in our club. Officers have their email as well. If you use this information, it sends a message to all the officers in the club, or you can send to specific officers within the club if you don't know their personal emails. So remember this, because there are times when you're going to need to send information to all members or to the officers only within the club. Edit your profile. Here is where you will go to edit your profile. Once you click on that, it brings up the dialog box where you can enter your information. It's already there. Most of it is already there. Sometimes you may be missing your Toastmasters number or the date you joined. You can update that if you wish, but this is most likely pre-populated by the Vice President of Membership, Vice President of Education, or whomever enter your information into the system. On this page, it's important, if you would like your information to be published on that first page where I showed you all the information about our members, make sure that you have checked off this box so that it will appear on that first page. Email settings, there's nothing you need to do on this page here. Everything here is set as default, so leave it as it is. Social media links here is where you would enter any of the social media links that you have personally, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn, anything you would like our members to look at and get to know you a little bit more. The member's bio photo is where you will update. So you will type a brief bio into this section here. You will upload a photograph of yourself, and then you will save it. Once you have done that, it will appear on the first page. If I go back to main menu, under Meet Our Members, and it will show up on this page. Member download. This is where you will find all the information that you will need within the club. A lot of it is hyperlinked onto the agenda when I discuss the agenda, but if you want to find the different cheat sheets, as I would call it, for each of the roles, they are in here, and you can click on each of the PDF and download them. So take a moment to peruse this page so you can see what is available and what you can download. Now let's go back to the agenda. Since this is where you will be most of the time once you get in here, in order for you to sign up for meeting roles and understand what is happening. You want to make sure that you understand how to navigate the agenda. To sign up for a meeting role, well, first of all, once you click on meeting agenda, it brings you to the next meeting. So if you're looking at the meeting agenda on a Monday or on a Sunday, it will display the next Saturday's meeting that we have. If you're looking at the meeting agenda on a Saturday, it will show you that day's meeting. Make sure to look at the date for the meeting agenda. Tells you about our club mission, which at every club meeting we recite our club mission. Here is where you will find it at the top of the agenda. Each of the roles are available in the agenda. If you would like to sign up for a meeting role and it says sign up, that means it's available for you to sign up for. If it's already taken by someone, it would either have the name of the person who's taking the role. Like in this case here, it's taken by Cindy Cannon, and her picture will appear there. If she does not have a picture, the Toastmasters logo will appear. But make sure it's already assigned to someone. So like in this case here, speaker number 2 is available. So if you would like to sign up for this role, just click sign up. It will populate your name and your information as requesting this role. If you are signed up to be a speaker, please enter your speech information by selecting the path that you're working on. Click the drop-down box. You can collapse all the paths and then scroll down to the one that you are working on. So let's say, for example, if you are working on persuasive influence, then you will select the plus sign and every level within the path will be populated. So let's assume you're working on level 1, evaluation and feedback. So you select that, it populates it into the project time. You want to give it a project title, so you would give it a title of your speech, and you will type a brief bio of what the Toastmasters of the day will use to introduce you. It could be about yourself or it could be about your project, but make it brief. So it's used just for an introduction. Evaluators, if you're evaluating the speaker, the evaluation form is available right alongside the speaker's information. So you can click on it and download the evaluation form, and you have it right there to evaluate the speaker. If for some reason you decide not to speak because of an emergency, you can come back into the agenda and click on the X alongside your name to remove yourself from the agenda. If you are speaking on a project where the time is less than 5 to 7 minutes, as in this case, this presentation is only 2 to 3 minutes, but each of our default time on the agenda is set to a 5 to 7 minute limit. You can go in and adjust the time. And you do so by clicking on the pencil icon at the top of the agenda, where I'm circling right now, and scroll on back to your project. Click on the pencil icon once again here, and agenda time duration in this area here, you can change it to the maximum of 3 minutes for that speech. Once you're finished with that, go down to the bottom and click save. Once you save it, the time will be adjusted so that the Toastmaster of the day can see how long your project is and if we are on time. I am not going to save that, and I'm going to remove myself as a speaker because I don't want this agenda to show it as though I'm speaking this particular week. So this is how you will remove yourself. Just click X and it's removed. The Vice President of Education receives a notification once you sign up for a role and once you remove yourself from a role. So they're aware of what roles you need, what roles is available for that week. For every other role, please review the links at the end of the role description. So each role, other than the speaker and the evaluator, have a hyperlink. Toastmaster of the Day, a reminder. General Evaluator, there is a reminder. The timer, for the timer's report, the all-counter report, the grammarian report, everything is available for you. I strongly encourage every person doing these roles to download this information. Just click on it, download it, read it. It gives you step-by-step process on what it is you need to do to fulfill that role. Now, let me take you to the top of the agenda. There's some information there I would like to share with you. If you would like to see a future agenda or a past agenda, click on this drop-down box here. So you can click on it and you can see past agendas, or you can see a future agenda. The future agendas, I would encourage you, once you see that out there, to go out there and proactively sign up for meeting roles for those weeks. So you can plan your speaking, you can plan your roles ahead of time. So one week you can speak, the next week you can evaluate or be a timer, be a Toastmaster, be an all-counter. So make sure you plan your time out so you can fulfill each role within the agenda over time. If you want to see a previous agenda, as I said, click here, you will see the previous agenda, click on the date, the agenda will populate. However, you will not be able to edit the agenda for a previous agenda. If you see some discrepancy on the agenda, please let the Vice President of Education know, and they will be able to adjust the agenda accordingly. Now, let's focus on the next item here. Are you planning to attend a meeting? Yes or no? Simply yes or no, or uncertain. Currently, we don't use this right now, so you can either bypass it or you can answer the question. The ones that you would want to focus on are these 4 icons at the top of the agenda. The first icon is the envelope icon. If you click on this, it's where you will email a copy of the agenda to every member or to a specific person. So for example, by default, it goes to all club members because you're assuming you're sending the agenda to every member. There are specific roles you can select as well if you would like to send it to specific people, but by default, it goes to all club members. If somebody's to reply, who should they reply to? The reply typically goes back to the sender, or you can change it to say send it back to all club members, only the officers or certain individuals only. But by default, to the sender only. An important options that you need to focus on when you're sending this agenda, because there are 11 different options that are available for you to add to the agenda as you're sending it out. But we don't want to overwhelm folks with too much information because you can log in and see the information yourself. But when we're mailing the agenda out, we want to make sure the description is there. We want to make sure the times are there. We want to make sure the description of the roles are there. So we have the meeting description, the role times, the roles description, and we want to let the member know where we are meeting. So the meeting venue, this is very important because without this, it does not populate the Zoom meeting link on the agenda. If this is not checked off, the Zoom meeting link will not be populated. So make sure that this is included. So the 4 items are the 4 items that are checked off here. Everything else is optional. There's meeting notes, etc., but those are not necessary if you're mailing the agenda out to folks. Then you will type in what it is you would like to tell folks. Please see attached, or please see below the weekly agenda, and let them know what is available for them to sign up on. Once you're finished with that, you hit send email. Send email goes to everybody that you have selected at the top here. So all members will receive a copy of it. The second item is the printer icon. The printer icon tells us to print the agenda, print a copy of the agenda. Our club used the FTH standard format, which is Free Toast Host standard format. There are other formats out there that you can use, but our club is familiar with the FTH standard format, and that is what we use. Once you click that, you hit OK. It brings up a printer format of the agenda that you will send out or you will print. Because most of the times we meet online, I encourage you to save it as a PDF, because this is an easy way for us to share the agenda in the Zoom chat as a PDF version. If we are meeting in person and you're the Toastmaster of the day, you will use your printer, select your printer, and then print 20 copies, at least 20 copies of the agenda, and bring with you to the club meeting. The next icon is the person. You click on this icon and you can see the different roles that you have done or other members have done. So you can click on the speeches you have done, the different roles you have done, and whether you attended or not. So if you click, let's say, for example, I'm clicking on the member role report, and I want it for the current Toastmasters year, or all the roles that I have done. And the report is for myself, so I can click on the drop-down box, find my name, and I can run the download report. This will produce an Excel report, or in this case, because it was HTML, it produces a report and it shows every single role that I have done in the club since we started keeping track of these roles on the agenda. So a good way for you to go back and look and see, okay, which roles that you have accomplished, which roles you're still waiting on, because there's a program in our club that we call the Full Circle, that every member gets an opportunity to fulfill every single role on the agenda within a 6-month period. So here is where you can keep track of what it is that you have done. The final icon here is a spreadsheet icon. We use this when we're meeting in person or when we want to take a sign-up sheet, a piece of paper for folks to sign up on, and it dumps an Excel format of the roles that are available so members can sign up. That's rarely used within our club. The three here you would look at is these three: the envelope, the printer, and the person icon in there. Once you have done everything and you've saved your agenda and you've put in your project and you've put in your bio if you're speaking, you've selected the roles, you have downloaded the forms for reminders for each of the roles, and you're comfortable with that, make sure everything is saved on the agenda, then you can log out. But before, if you're not attending a meeting for some reason, there's a notes section at the bottom of the agenda where you can type in that I'll be absent. As you've seen in the case here, there's some individuals traveling or whatever. This is just to let all the members in the club know that you will not be at the meeting, so they're not surprised when you don't show up at the meeting. Other than that, the next thing you will do is log out. So you will go back up to the top where you have the log, where you logged in, and then you would click log out. Once that's logged out, you are out of the system until you log back in again. I hope this demonstration was informative. If you have any questions, please contact me or any of the club officers. And I've showed you where you could find the club officer emails if you don't have them in person. Thank you very much.